Welcome to Sincerely Stan, a podcast that talks about things that are important to you. I actually like that song. I chose that particular song as an intro. I think it's got a little spunk to it, so I'm digging it, and hopefully you guys are too. Today's story is from a young lady who submitted her story, who is in the high ranks of corporate America. Um, she is a high earner. Um, but she says that she wants to start her own e-commerce business, and the only thing that keeps her from doing that is fear. Let's take a look at her story and see what we can come up with. Dear Sincerely Stan, I really need some advice. I'm a professional, career-oriented woman employed at a Fortune 500 company with a stellar reputation of building million-dollar brands and consumer products. I've been in a 2-year relationship with an older gentleman who I truly love. His background and experience are vastly different from mine. He's a free spirit and a real entrepreneur. His experience includes several startups with various industries, and he's also launched several business ventures over the past 30 years. Trust me when I say the man knows how to hustle and get his grind on to make money. Well, that's a good thing. While some of his business ventures have been successful, a few of them have failed, mainly due to capital funding or ideas that were ahead of their times. In March of 2020, as the pandemic hit the US, I, like most people in corporate America, started to work from home. After 16 years in my job, I was forced to rethink things after my workload became tremendously slow, almost at a standstill, and I became uncertain about my future at the company. I like everyone else, started thinking about what I would do if I were suddenly unemployed as a result of the pandemic. So, with prayer and lots of influence, guidance from my man, I decided to step out on faith and create an online business. So far, so good. My man worked hard day and night for a few months to help me set up everything I needed to succeed. He had a professionally designed website and social media platforms built for my brand. He purchased cameras, microphones, lights, and the whole 9 yards to get me ready. I am very thankful and pleased with all that he's done to help me stand up my business. However, the problem is that I'm perplexed, stuck in an uncomfortable position, and have not launched my business as of today, May 2021, for no apparent reason other than being scared or afraid of failure. I'm in a comfortable position with my corporate job and feel as if it's my safety blanket, while the thought of launching my own business evokes feelings of great fear. Fear of failure, and part of that comes from me knowing it's happened to him several times in the past, and it could possibly happen to me in my new venture. This man has been so patient with me, but I now feel as though I could lose him in my window of opportunity to launch my business if I don't do something soon. And that concludes her letter. And there's a lot in this, um, because I think a lot of these things are self-inflicted. And so we'll take it apart a little bit and we'll see what we can come up with. Um, the first thing that I notice is that he's much older. Everything in our relationships is relative to something else. In this particular case, she said the man was an older gentleman. We don't know how much older, but certainly being older is a consideration. Somebody 20 certainly doesn't think like somebody 30. Somebody 20 certainly doesn't think like someone 40. Someone 30 doesn't think like someone 60. So you get the point. The age difference lends some experience, whether good or bad, and then that's a contributor to everything that's going on. So he is much older, so that's definitely a consideration for you, but we'll attach that to something else. Um, Again, for me, the code phrase is going to be everything's relative because it is. You say that you guys have different backgrounds. Different backgrounds brings different points of view, different values, um, different points of view, different historical experiences. So the fact that you guys come from two different backgrounds is significant in the fact that, let me give you an analogy. You can take two kids, identical twins, and split them at birth. One could be born in the 1970 Harlem, and you could take the other one to Bel Air, and those experiences would lend these children to be of two separate mindsets, having different values and opinions. So when two people come together with experiences and then top on top of gender, male and female, men are from Mars and women are from Venus. So, so that certainly plays a part. Understanding this with a mutuality, a mutualness, where you guys do understand we are different. We come from different backgrounds. We come from different places. We're male, female, and how do we make this work? When you get that concerted kind of effort, and that's been my own personal experience through trial and error. When you get that type of thing working, then you're on another plateau because you have a different level of thinking, different levels of considerations. So it makes the journey just a little bit easier, I think. The good news is, admittedly, you were saying the man is a real entrepreneur. So if that being the case, from your experiences, um, certainly it sounds like he can lend a helping hand. So I would think that you know we always in life consider the source. If that source is solid, go with it, trust in it, and let the process roll out. Um, I noticed admiration. I made that as a bullet point. Um, it sounds as though you have some admiration for this gentleman, whatever it is that he's done, whether it be, failures or successes, and maybe just perhaps just his tenacity. But I do see, I have read, and I do hear in your tone that there's a certain level of admiration. Um, Here's the problem with that. Unfortunately, admiration always doesn't lend um, a devoted hand to our mate. I mean, oftentimes it's just the opposite. We have senses of failure in and of ourselves, things that we wanted to do and that we haven't done. Um, there's kinds of there's types of envies and things like that, and these are among husband, wife, boyfriend, girlfriend, brother, sister. I mean, this is the nature of man according to the Lord. So we are sinful, and so the darkness of our hearts come out easily, naturally, as opposed to the spirit of things, the spirit of God, if we allow that to work in and out of our lives. So, because I don't personally see any reason why a couple one should be jealous of the other if you're truly a couple, but that's just me. Um, when we talk about prayer, because it's generally mentioned in the letters that we've gotten thus far, everybody has, there's been not one person hasn't mentioned prayer. And for me, when I think about prayer, our prayer has to be specified. Um, when you were praying, ask yourself, were you praying for a sign? Were you praying for the Lord's blessings on, excuse me, on your endeavor? Were you praying for wisdom? Was it that type of thing? Um, did you pray for guidance, or over your guy? Where he would seek you first and lead in that way, where that you guys know that you would be going in the right direction, no matter the adversity. Um, prayer is important because prayer, as we all know, is what activates the Lord. Um, I just think it's a matter of faith when I truly think about it. But prayer is us talking to the Lord and seeking His guidance, His response, His covering, His care and protection, His love, and communicating with Him where everything that we do, we trust in Him. And so prayer is very important and is vital in any of our endeavors for those that are people of God. So I just want to put emphasis on that because real, fervent, pointed prayer works, and it certainly can satisfy a fear. So um, everything is relative. Your guy, he bought in. He bought in. He contributed his time. He contributed his money. He contributed his talents. He walked the walk. He showed you by that investment that he believed in you. So in that regard, what should happen, the natural progress is that we should begin to believe in ourselves as somebody else believes in us. But all times that's not the case. Certainly hasn't been the case with me at times. So we need to be mindful. We need to be mindful of that. If somebody else believes in us, perhaps that's God's confirmation of what we look for all along. So don't discredit somebody else's affirmation. When we talk about failure, failure comes in different forms for different individuals. Some people will look at something as a failure, and others will say, that was just a stepping stone to wherever I'm going. That was just a matter of what I don't want to do. Now I know what I don't want to do. Some people can more gleefully, I don't know if gleefully is the right word, but can better, sustain that hit, that L. When other people look at the failure as, you know what? I know the fire is hot and I'm not going to put my hand on it. So it just depends on, what your source of failure is. Is it financial? Are you afraid of going bust? You know, is it emotional? Fear of, family and friends, watching you take that L after you so passionately go forward with some type of business idea, business venture that you come up with. Is it a personal fear? This is big, a personal fear where we're actually don't believe we can do it. You know what? I think that many times we fake ourselves out and, you know, and say that we believe that we can do it, but our actions don't, sustain our words. Um, so actions do speak louder than words. I mean, certainly words are very important, but actions do speak louder than words. When we talked about being comfortable, I remember on the Shark Tank here not long ago, there was a doctor, I think she was an anesthesiologist, and she came forward and she had a great invention. They said it. It was a superb invention. She had raised great capital. I was very impressed considering, the demanding of her career. But one of the first things that Mark Cuban asked was, "Are you still working?" She said yes. Based on that declaration, based on her telling them that, they didn't think that she was a likely candidate because they felt like that truly, if she really believed in, when she had a good product, that she should have went full time with that and had the faith to relinquish her job, which was probably a good six-figure job, and pursue that full time. I don't know that I wholeheartedly agree with that. I'm understanding people's circumstances, but that's what they said. Greatness certainly comes from a place of being comfortable. So you're comfortable with your job. I'm not telling you to quit your job today, but what I am saying is that at some point you're going to have to sacrifice your time times two. You'll have to do your corporate work, and you'll also have to do um, whatever it is whatever this endeavor is that you think that you want to do. So you just got to have the energy to do it. Greatness sneaks up on you. I don't know how many people I've read, these CEOs' biographies, and the first thing they say is that they didn't realize that things were going to turn out like this. Tyler Perry said it. Zuckerberg said it. Bezos said it. You know what I'm saying? Mark Cuban said it. These people didn't go into this thinking about these, they went in with a passion. And then the passion, with some wisdom and some intelligence and some planning and preparation, moved them to where they are today. So greatness never comes comfortably, and greatness usually sneaks up on you. So you got to keep pushing. Passion also comes from people that don't know they're great oftentimes. Now, some people are, braggadocious from the very beginning, and produce. Muhammad Ali was like that. He said what he meant and he did what he did. So some people are just like that, but most people, they come about these great successes and they don't even really know that they were, this type of dancer or this type of musician. They just started playing, or this type of gymnast, and they just gotten better and better and better. And they came in with a sense of humility, and we would hope that they would maintain that humility. So, success is never, well, I can't say ever, but it comes in on the foundation of humility. So um, that's um, that's um, that's that. Um, Action. I have this word here because it's been a year or a little over a year. You haven't taken the dedicated action that matches these declarations. You said that you want to start a business, but yet and still you haven't moved in that direction. Self-admittedly, you admitted that. Regardless to whether you're scared or not, regardless to whether you have the passion now or not, you have to move forward, because what you'll find is your passion will come to you as things positively progress. So hopefully it won't be negatively so you get discouraged. But as you positively progress, I'm almost certain that your passion will increase and it'll grow. So show yourself that you're serious. This is about you. This is not about your guy. This is about your business. So make sure that you set goals for you and accomplish them, even if they're bite sized. They don't have to be year plan. It doesn't even have to be a 6-month plan. What about 30-day plan? What about a week plan from now? What about 90 days? In bite sized chunks, actionable plans that you can accomplish that are one step in the rung of the ladder to success. Simple. So, um, sometimes we have to do things, I found in my personal life, for things that are greater than me. Um, I remember there's been many times when I would do things because I wanted to show God that I could do it. I remember there's been times when I've done things for a particular cause, um, that my passion was fueled with from that for a particular person. I've been married before and I didn't want to fail in my responsibilities. So my passion would come from not wanting to fail. It doesn't matter what the motivation is. What matters, well, it does, but what matters is that you're motivated. So my children, everybody's done that. They've been motivated for their children. They can't hit rock bottom because they have individuals that are relying on them. So whatever motivates you, whatever floats your boat, like people say, jump on that boat and sail that ship so that you can get where you're going. So when I looked at certain things, I just put a couple of notes here to see what I thought overall, like a conclusion for this. And this I've already mentioned is passion. Focus on something. Focus on something that fuels your passion. Prayerfully move forward, prayerfully trusting in God, specifically asking for the things that you want, and then walking in that direction. Not getting up off your knees, continuing business as usual, but trusting God and moving forward. Move forward with a confidence, expecting something to happen. I can't tell you how many, we'll use this for another show, times that I've prayed, and as I was praying, what I was praying for came to life. And I'm not the spooky type. I'm telling you what actually happened to me. So pray, and expect God to answer you, like Jesus did. Heed the wisdom and actions of your mate. You've admitted the man is an entrepreneur. Yes, he's had some failures and successes in come in life, not just in the business world, but in life in general. So we should learn from those. Sometimes the L's aren't necessarily a loss. It's a learning. You went low, but you learn so that you can soar high. So we try to minimize our L's, but they happen, they occur. We have bad judgment. We're only human. So calculated risk is always good. So heed the wisdom of your guy. You said that he's a qualified gentleman, then let him be qualified, and you guys go ahead and walk this journey out together. as I mentioned this phrase earlier, success comes when opportunity meets preparedness. Opportunities always come, it's barreling along, it's trying to meet somebody. When we're prepared, so that when we intersect, because if we put ourselves in the right positions, look to meet the right people, to do the right things, to pray specifically for the things we want, opportunities coming. And when it meets preparedness, bang, things happen. And that's what you want. So bang, let things happen in your life. Proverbs 12:15 says, the way of a fool is right in his own eyes, but he that hearkeneth unto counsel is wise. If individuals have come in your life and they've told you that they believe in you, sometimes we don't see the greatness that is in thee. I thought that was good. But anyway, that's all I got. Until the next time, and may God bless. Bye.